Hi, welcome to day 19 of the 30-day challenge. We are starting seated today, cross-legged. So if you need a little bit of height so that your spine can be long and tall, then sit on a pillow or a blanket or a block if you have one. And if you do have two blocks, they will probably come in handy for today's practice. I'm going to show you without the blocks, but I'll cue you and let you know where the blocks could be helpful. So if you do have them, put them at the front of your mat. All right, sit tall. Soften your shoulders, your jaw, your hands rest on your knees. And as you inhale, breathe deep into the belly. Feel the belly expand forward and out to the sides. Exhale, everything draws in. Inhale, there's an expansion, a 360 expansion. Exhale, back in. Inhale. Exhale. Let your breath return to a softer, more natural rhythm. And we'll begin to take some circles around the spine. So let's start by going over to the left. Then go forward into cow shape. So shoulders draw back, head goes up, and then go to the right. Go back into a curled spine for cat. Go to the left, forward, right. So start to smooth out your circle and make sure you're really emphasizing the cat-cow within the circle so we really articulate all of the joints in the spine. And the next time you come forward, you'll pause and switch directions. So you're really moving all around your pelvis. And we'll do one more circle. And the next time we come forward, you'll come back to center. Good. Bring your right hand over to the right. Take your left arm up and over. Let's take a big side stretch. Now that top arm is going to sweep out around in front of us, go over to the left and reach the right arm up and over for a side bend. And then let's sweep that right arm around, over, and we'll just take one breath now in our side bend and sweep it around, over, one breath. We'll do one more each side. Sweep, side bend, sweep, side bend. And then bring your hands out in front of you. And if your legs are really tightly crossed, unbind them a little bit so that they are both on the ground. Walk your hands down and forward and let your head relax. Whatever leg is in front, you'll probably feel a stretch in that outer hip more. And you might feel it in both. You can rock side to side and just let your head relax completely. Connect with the slowness of the breath. Slow it down. Just one more long breath. And walk your hands up, and we'll switch the cross of the legs and walk the hands down and fold. You can stay still or you can kind of rock side to side here, whatever you feel like doing. Walk your hands back up, and we'll make our way into tabletop. Take your right leg all the way out to the right. I'm going to do this facing the other way, but just take your right leg out to the right. And press into the outer edge of your right foot so the whole right foot is planted down on the ground. Good. Now, drop your belly, lift your chest for cow. Round your spine for cat. One more time each, cow. With your leg out, cat. You can feel the pelvis articulating and moving a lot more than usual. Come in back into a neutral and sit back onto your left heel if you can. And can you keep the bottom of the right foot down on the ground, on the outer edge down on the ground? Option to walk your hands forward and down. Actively press into the outer edge of your right foot. So you should feel a nice stretch, or maybe even an achy stretch on the top outer right ankle. Then rise back up onto your hands and shift forward like we started. Plant your hands. Lift your right leg up. Stay exactly where you are. I just have to turn and orient on my mat. So lift the right leg up and bring the right leg over to the left side. Tuck your toes and press back into the heel and gaze over your left shoulder towards your right foot. So you're stretching through the right side body. Keep pressing back through your right heel. Lift your right leg up. All right, we're gonna do something fun. Knees, chest, chin with the right leg lifted. So you're gonna bend your elbows and lower your chest and chin to the ground. Right leg lifts high, high, high. Good, then press back up into our one-legged tabletop like nothing happened. And set the right knee down. Take your left leg out to the left now, press into the outer edge of the foot. Drop your belly, lift your chest for cow. Round and curl your spine for cat. Again, cow, cat. Come back into neutral. Sit back on your right heel, keep pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. And this will also give us a nice stretch on the inner left thigh. Crawl your fingertips forward and put your head down if it feels okay for your body. Remember to make adjustments or modify for anything that doesn't feel okay. I always say it's not worth it to injure yourself in yoga. The point of yoga is to feel better. Not every pose works for every body. Rise back up onto your hands. Stay exactly where you are and lift your left leg up. As high as you can, as high as you can. Take the leg straight back behind you. Bring it over to the right side. Press into the left heel and look over your right shoulder. Lift your left leg back up. Now we'll do knees, chest, chin. Keep your left leg high as you lower down, chest and chin, left leg high. Press back up. Set your left knee down. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees and hips for down dog. Press away from the ground so that your shoulders move towards your ears and your tailbone lifts high. Good. Then walk your hands to the back of the mat and grab onto your elbows for ragdoll and rock side to side. Maybe you bounce a little. Release your hands back down. Walk your hands all the way out to plank. Lift your right leg up. Lower for chaturanga. If chaturanga is too difficult with the right leg lifted, then keep it down. Press back up to one-legged plank. Set your right foot down. Lift your left leg up. Lower down chaturanga. Press back up. Set your left foot down. Down dog. Nice. Bring your feet together and lift your right leg up. Step your right foot outside of your right hand for lizard. Take a moment to arrive in lizard. Let's take some circles. A lot of the times we go back and forth, but now add some circles in, kind of like how we did circles in the beginning when we were seated. Switch directions. Your back leg is really strong and holding you here. And then set the back knee down on the ground and untuck your back toes. Come up onto your fingertips. Straighten out your right leg. Flex the foot. Bend the right knee. Lizard. And again, straighten the leg. And bend the knee back into lizard. One more time, straight. And bend. Now plant your hands, lift your back knee again. Tuck your toes, lift your knee. Slide your left hand over to the left side of the mat so it's halfway off of the mat, assuming you have a standard size mat. Reach your right arm up. Kick your left leg through to the front. And if this feels impossible at first, that's okay. It takes a moment, a few times to understand this movement. Now bring it back to your lizard twist. And then again, kick it through. And kick it back. And one more time. Kick. Hold. And bring it back to the twist. Set your hand down on the ground. Walk your hands over to the left side. Wide-legged forward fold. And let's actually start with some side lunges. So have your toes facing the like parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Bend your left knee into a side lunge. Plant your right hand or stay on your right fingertips and lift your left arm up. So being on the fingertips just gives you a little more height. If you, like me, you have shorter arms, that might feel more accessible and just better. And then put your left hand back down, switch to the front of the mat, bend your right knee. Same thing, left hand down, right arm up, twist. And bring your hands down and straighten both legs. Lengthen the spine and fold forward. Maybe you grab onto your outer ankles. Then lift up halfway. Walk to the front of the mat. Low lunge. Step back into one-legged plank. And again, if you know this is too much, put your foot down. Lower down chaturanga. Both feet down for upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. In through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Feet together. Lift your left leg up. Long, strong, and level. Then step your foot outside of your left hand. And we'll start to take some circles with our hips. Really kind of like our whole torso. And our pelvis is circling. Switch directions. Set the back knee down. Come up onto your fingertips. Untuck your back toes. Lift your chest and straighten out your left leg to half splits. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale, bend, stay here, plant your hands. Tuck your toes, lift your back knee. Move your right hand over to the right. Reach your left arm up. And kick your right leg all the way through and hold. It doesn't matter if your left heel is down on the ground or up, but maybe for more of a challenge, lift the heel. And bring it back. And again, kick it through. And bring it back. One more time. Kick and hold. And bring it back. Put your hands down on the ground. Walk your hands over to the right side. Legs are wide and the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Lengthen the spine. Lift your chest and bend your right knee into a side lunge. This time, take your arms out wide. Balance, option to interlace the hands behind the back, and maybe even fold here. Rise back up. Take your arms out wide. Put your hands down. Switch, bend your left knee. Open your arms out wide. Draw your low ribs in. Interlace your hands behind your back, opposite thumb on top if you're doing this. And maybe fold. Lift up halfway. Reach your arms wide. Fingertips to the ground. Turn and face the front of the mat. Low lunge. Step back to one-legged plank or regular plank. Lower down halfway chaturanga. Both feet down for up dog. Toes untucked. And downward facing dog. In through the nose. And out of the mouth. Feet together, lift your right leg up. Step your right foot between your hands. And rise up to high lunge. Put your right hand on your lower back. And reach your left arm forward. Good. Continue to reach forward. Put your left hand on a block on the highest height or on the ground. And lift your left leg up. So we're in revolved half moon here, which is a challenging pose. So you might kind of stay here with your chest down. If your body feels ready, you can begin to rotate your torso to the right and maybe reach your right arm up. Continue to reach your left leg back. Reach the right arm up higher. And then bring both hands down and step into pyramid. Left heel down, lengthen the spine, and fold over your right leg and keep your hands where they are, or turn your hands around and walk your hands back towards the back of the mat with your arms straight as your forehead comes down more towards your shin. Bring your hands back out in front of you and lift up halfway. Step your left leg back into low lunge. Plant your hands. Step back into one-legged plank. Lower onto your forearms for a forearm one-legged plank. And rise back up onto your hands. Put your right foot down. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot between your hands. Rise up to high lunge. Put your left hand on your low back. Reach your right arm forward. Continue to reach it forward as you put your hand down and lift your right leg up. Two options: you can stay how you are with your chest facing down more, or you can rotate more to the left. Open the left shoulder to the left and maybe reach your left arm up. And put both hands down. Step your right foot into pyramid, so right heel down, toes turn out to the right. Lengthen and fold. Either stay here or walk your hands back towards the back of the mat. Bring your hands out in front of you, lift up halfway. Step back to low lunge, step to one-legged plank. Last plank thing that we're doing. Lower onto your forearms. And then this is the hard part. Come back up onto your hands. Set your left foot down. Downward facing dog. Set your knees down. Sit back on your heels. Keep your toes tucked. Come upright. Set up for camel. So we'll bring the hands behind us on the low back. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Press the hips forward. Lift your chest up. Shoulders back again. And start to bend back from your upper back as much as you can. Really squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Hips forward, hips forward. Lift your chest up like there's a string attached to your chest going upwards. You want the back bend to come from the upper back as much as possible. Maybe your hands to your heels. Chest up, up, up. When you're ready, rise back up. Sit back on your heels. Palms flip up. Take a moment to close your eyes and breathe. Just observe the essence of you, your energy, the prana flowing through you now. Bring your knees wide. Walk your hands down, come into child's pose. Forehead down. Let your head rock side to side gently on your mat. Walk your hands back up. Bring the knees together. Bring your palms to your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Thank you for practicing again today. Let's bow together in gratitude for this practice.